You ever get that gut feeling right before something big happens? That quiet tension in the air, when you just know a turning point's coming? Well, that's exactly how it feels in Edmonton right now. A rough night from a star player, a new duo that could redefine the Oilers' attack, and some heated talks going on behind the scenes. Every decision seems twice as heavy these days, and what's happening right now might just change the entire course of the season. And trust me, there's a twist coming that no one's really expecting. So sit back, hit that like button, and let's dive right in. If you watched the game against the Islanders, you know how tough it was to watch. Evan Bouchard, usually the spark plug on the blue line, had one of the roughest nights of his career. 2 costly turnovers led straight to goals, a handful of bad passes, and that look every player dreads when nothing seems to click. But that's the real test of a team's character. What do you do when one of your pillars stumbles? Do you panic or do you rally? Bouchard didn't hide. He faced the media, owned up to every mistake, and said he'd learn from it. Talk is easy, but the real answer comes on the ice. And if you followed Bouchard from day one, you know the kid's got that rare gift, the short memory. He shakes it off fast and comes back even stronger the next shift. Head coach Chris Kulak made it clear afterward. Evan's one of our best. We believe in him. We move on. Even Ray Ferraro, never one to sugarcoat things, said on the broadcast it was the worst 2 periods he's ever seen from an NHL player. Harsh, yeah, but fair. It was that kind of night. A bad turnover at center ice set up a Matt Barzal goal. Another mistake on the power play gave Bo Horvat an easy one. What started as an individual rough patch ended up throwing the whole team off rhythm. Confidence dipped, momentum slipped, and the game was gone. But here's where things start to turn. Mattias Ekholm, his D partner, made sure to keep the story in perspective. He reminded everyone that Bouchard's the guy who flips defense into offense, the one with the vision and guts to make plays others won't. And he's not wrong. Look at the numbers. Over the last 3 postseasons, no defenseman in the league has produced more points than him. 72. A full 40 more than the next guy. That's not luck, that's brilliance mixed with boldness. Sure, there's extra pressure. Tampa's GM Julien Brisebois was in the building, watching closely. You can bet every shift is being judged with Olympic rosters in mind. That kind of spotlight makes every mistake sting harder. But if there's anyone who can turn a bad night into fuel, it's Bouchard. Inside the locker room, the message is clear. No one's happy, but no one's doubting him either. Knoblauch wants an immediate response, and Ekholm said flat out, "We'll see a different Bouchard next game." Fans know it too. When he's dialed in, the Oilers play a different kind of hockey. So yeah, it was a rough one. But maybe that's exactly what it takes to light that fire again, to bring back the version of Bouchard that turns mistakes into motivation. While fans were still buzzing about that game, another story quietly started to take shape. David Tomasic, and man, this guy's connection with Connor McDavid is starting to make waves, even with the skeptics. Adjusting to the NHL's pace isn't easy, especially skating alongside the fastest and smartest player in the world. But Tomasic's showing he might just be the partner McDavid's been missing, someone who reads the game on the same wavelength. He came in under the radar, 1-year deal worth $1.2 million. Not much hype, a 29-year-old Czech forward from Europe, not a household name. But from his very first shift with McDavid, things started clicking. The guy's got a rare mix of strength, quick reads, and smart decisions in tight spots. He's not chasing highlights, he's making the play work. And honestly, that's exactly what McDavid's been needing. A line mate who sees the next move before it happens. At practice, you can already see the chemistry. Tomasic knows when to pull back, when to crash the net, when to open a lane. He's that grinder who makes the play come alive while the spotlight's on someone else. Wins battles along the boards, keeps pucks alive, clears the lane for a rebound. It's subtle work, but it changes everything. The offense looks smoother, more unpredictable. McDavid's finding angles that didn't exist before, and Tomasic's right there, ready for the finish or the follow-up. This didn't just come out of nowhere. In Sweden with Färjestad BK, he averaged close to a point per game. Before that, he battled through Finland, the Czech League, even the KHL. He's faced the kind of tight checking that turns forwards into thinkers. He's not flashy, but he's efficient, the glue guy who keeps a line ticking. Fans in Edmonton have already noticed. It's not just about stats. It's about how steady he is, plays hard but smart, rarely forces a play, reads opponents well, and hits the right pass. That's gold on a team that sometimes leans a little too much on individual talent. And you can tell McDavid likes playing with him. The chemistry's obvious. Lately, the captain's been feeding off that calm, intelligent support. Tomasek doesn't try to match McDavid's speed. He complements it. That's the kind of connection that wins playoff rounds. Of course, it's still early. The grind of the season will test him. Opponents will adjust. But if Tomasek keeps doing the little things, protecting the puck, creating space, winning battles, Edmonton might have just found the perfect piece beside their superstar. And maybe, just maybe, that's the missing ingredient for a cup run. But while all that's taking shape, there's one quiet storyline that could end up being the most important of all. Brett Kulak's future. Because you can have stars and elite defensemen, but no team goes deep without that one workhorse who leaves it all on the ice every shift. And that's been Kulak since day one in Edmonton. Over the past few years, the front office's priority has been to keep the core together. McDavid's locked in, Jake Wallman signed long-term, Ekholm's steady for 3 more years. Frederick and Podkolzin too. But with all that, there's a big question hanging in the air. Does Kulak stay? And if so, at what cost? For those who follow closely, Kulak's that steady blue liner who does the dirty work and never complains. He can play up or down the lineup, both sides of the ice, always reliable under pressure. He won't fill the score sheet, but he stabilizes everything. Losing a guy like that might not make headlines now, but come playoff time, that's the hole you feel the most. Problem is, the bills come due. His contract's up, and for the first time he's got leverage. Averaging over 20 minutes a night, solid playoff experience, full trust from the coach. He can easily ask for $3.5 to $4 million a year, double what he's made before. But then there's the salary cap. Even with McDavid taking less to help the roster, the blue line already eats a big chunk of the cap. Every move's like a chess game. Make room for Kulak, and maybe you can't bring in that goalie upgrade or the depth winger you'll need down the stretch. And let's be real. To keep this team winning, every contract has to be a smart one, not a sentimental one. Fans are split. Some say give Kulak the blank check, keep that engine in the lineup. Others argue it's time to promote from within. Young guys like Alec Regula and Ty Emberson have been pushing hard in practice, waiting for that chance to prove themselves. So management has a tough call. Invest in experience and stability, or bet on youth and flexibility. Whatever happens, it won't be simple. Every move affects more than the cap sheet. It shifts locker room dynamics, changes systems, sets a tone. In the end, keeping a guy like Kulak isn't just about money. It's about keeping that grind, that team-first attitude, the heartbeat of a group that's chasing the Stanley Cup. After a day like this, one thing's crystal clear. The Oilers are standing right at that turning point, where every little detail matters. Bouchard's got to bounce back like a leader. Tomasek might be the piece that unlocks McDavid's next level, and Kulak's future could shape the team's balance between heart and strategy. All of it's happening while the city's chasing one dream, bringing the cup home. So now I want to hear from you. Which story hit you the hardest as a fan? Drop your take in the comments, hit that like, and let's keep believing together. Oilers.